this year for the 200th anniversary of Frederick's birthday. And there are 14 of them standing in different places in Warsaw, places which are somehow... This one is because behind me you can see the monument dedicated to Pan Yostolew, because he was born near Warsaw in a small village which is called Żelazowa Wola. So unfortunately most of foreigners cannot repeat it. And very good high school. And first 20 years of his life Frederick spent here in Warsaw. When he was 20, he was already a well-known pianist and composer, and he organized a tourney around Europe. So he left Poland to give concerts abroad, but he never came. Whole 19th century, this part of Poland where we are was... And it's a windy day, so, you know, the wind blows and there is the melody coming from the tree, and Frederick is quiet. The sculptor wanted to show that his music came from Poland, from the land where he was born, and he was the first composer of classical music. When he was 8, he had his first public concert here in Warsaw. Later, many of just for playing the piano, and as this park was inside the German quarter, they didn't want to look at Frédéric Chopin, so this monument was cut into pieces, and we will walk back to the left. Because we are very close to your hotel. Sheraton Hotel will be now on our right-hand side, so look quickly to the right. It's home and statue St. John Nepomuk, and here people used to meet for prayers. And later, of course, the church was built and were never closed. So here people could practice their religion. Today almost 90 monuments to the goal on the right, and more characteristic for this roundabout is the palm tree, which of course is winter. Nice shops, and also under the was reconstructed. Here rubble was up to the first floor in the 18th century, which was the best time for architecture here in Warsaw. And when you look straight, you can see two towers, and on the Frédéric Chopin. And this is the area where Chopin lived, and where today we have two important universities. The buildings on the right-hand side, in a moment you will summer break already, and here we can study for free, but we have to pass very well the final exam in a high school, as education up to university is Ignacy. You will see here still the flag. This monument commemorates 800,000 Warsaw people who lost their lives during the Second and Polish primate, so the head of the Roman Catholic Church, sewer, as that was the only way to escape from this area. Justice on top of the columns, and on the left-hand side, beautiful Baroque palace, which is part of the National Library today. And here we keep the look less serious, those colorful Pegasus, to those who worked here, where people were sent to work. And this is one of the new monuments in terms of nationality, but it was different. Before the war, there were people of here. There was a very big Jewish community in Poland. In Warsaw, they had no chance to win, but they...
Jewish Ghetto Memorial in Warsaw. Today is July 2nd, 2010. Memorial of Uprising in Ghetto.
Por favor, señores, vendamos algunos libros si quieren comprar. Sí, sí, sí. De ser 95 años. Formemos un arco un poco más grande para...
City authorities, 3 close on this area if the buildings are and this symbol PW, this is the symbol of Polish resistance against the German from the Second World War. And we drive a little further. At that time, the Opera House in Warsaw was the biggest one in Europe. And this is this huge building, just the rest of the building had to be reconstructed. It's famous for a very big stage. The soldier begins the park, which used to be part of this royal residence. So they bring a special services for the children. And next to it there is the monument.
Thank you. My question is there anybody on the bus who would like to stay in the old town and not to come back to the hotel with us?
Production of one of the paintings. It was Canaletto. He specialized in landscapes and in everyday life, so we can learn what happened in different parts of the city at that time. So remember, we go in this direction into the old town. Some people asked how to get back to the hotel if you are not on Wilanów excursion. It's very easy. You have to get out of. There's just one column in Warsaw, so you will not miss it. And then you just follow that street all the time in that direction. Behind you, no turnings left of, or and you are back at the hotel. It's very easy.
Old Town Warsaw. Old time in Warsaw.
We are going to meet you later for Wilanów and for the transfer back to the hotel. There you will have also the chance to change money. You will find all the shops there. You will find the restaurant. So don't worry if you need any information. We will be there to help. Go out of the old town to the square with the column, and then you go straight behind, is along the main street. So was built of the 14th century by local dukes. And at that time, the capital of Poland was in Krakow, and nobody thought that Warsaw would be big and important. It was a small town for, let's say, 200 years, and then the capital was transferred here by this king who is standing on the column, Sigismund III, Zygmunt III. He was half Polish, half Swedish. First he became the king of Poland, but later he inherited also Swedish throne, and he had to fight for it against his uncle. So he wanted to be a little closer to the Baltic Sea. Warsaw was, let's say, halfway between Krakow, and it was enlarged in the time of Sigismund. New wings were added. The front wing with the clock tower, that was the new. So every fragments of the city walls there. So this is the time when the first brick church was constructed. 1956, this is the date of the reconstruction of this church. And this is the main church in Warsaw, but this is not the main cathedral in Poland. According to Polish tradition, kings were crowned and buried in Krakow. Even when there was a corridor built, which we'll see in a moment, it connected the castle with the cathedral. And I would like you to look at this wall. Attached to the wall. This is to show what happened with the cathedral during the Warsaw Uprising. But first I need to explain you what the Warsaw Uprising. One window size according to the size of the front of the building, which means the wider it was, the higher taxes they had to pay. And this house is in the corner, so it's like a triangle inside. It gets wider inside, but so their taxes were definitely the lowest. Country, and Toruń, the birthplace. We call it Praga. We do not. Will be the new stadium, soccer stadium, as you can organize the soccer, European soccer.
Oh, sorry.
We call it Rynek, the old town square, and here was the center of Warsaw. Townsmen lived around the square, and right in the middle stood the city hall. Here till the 19th century. Then the opera house was built, and this area where the opera house is standing became very popular for living. So people who had money very often moved there. The old town was, let's say, a little neglected, as balcony with a white banner. In the windows with the flowers, one medallion shows the justice, the other one peace. The house belonged to the chief of the community, and that man was also the judge. So it was to show where his office was, because in the past exchange place upstairs, and because we have to climb a few steps, they usually give us new.
14th century.
And if you are there, behind the gate, following the main street, house on the right-hand side, number 16, that's the place where Madame Curie was born. Marie Curie was Polish, she was born here in Warsaw.
Side. This other side is a new town built in the 18th century, and the old town is built 14th century. But origin. Madame Curie house. Yeah. Madame Curie.
Curie
Madame Curie daughter. Eva Curie. Curie. (1921) radio show.
Cheers,
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah, it's a broth cooked with a lot of juice, so it's fine. I think
Nasza Polska cała, piękna, żyzna i niemała, a dziś Bela Ładrzeszowa. Hej! Koniku cisawy, gdzieś podział po... Koniku cisawy, gdzieś Cześć podział wątkowy. Zgubiłem je w lesie, dziewczynami jeży. Zgubiłem je w lesie, dziewczynami jeży. Konik uciskowy. Cześć podział wątkowy. Na machowskim polu zakwitły pławatki, machowskie dziewuchy, jak różane kwiatki.
Na machowskim
Tańcował, dopił na się ludzie, z jaką to dziew... Hej, opa! Muszą, bo mi się poruszą.
jedzie
Pani wozy, może was Bóg złączy. Lepsza mój Bóg! Proszę otwierać. Potem wieczór do rana, przy każdym jedna dziewczyna biedna zagana. Przy każdym...
do rana.
O dziewczynę,
自己嘛尾唔得落去，就幾十幾十倍，啊就塞。
Jechali furmani, strzelali batami, wzięli dziewczynę z ciemnymi oczami. Dziewczynę z ciemnymi oczami. Nic mnie tu nie cieszy, nic mi tu miłego, kiedy ja tu nie ma. Sieje się. To jest zróbko! Zagrajcież mi muzykanci, Wolgerka. Graj!
Zimno taki w gębie, a i tak zostaniesz kapuścianym głowem. Choćbym ja w pani strunule worek bobu, niższa nie do chłopa.
Razem! Hej! Hop, hop! Krzyżura! Raz! Jabłuszki, każ sobie zagra. Hej! Co by ją... Hop, hop, hop! Zagraj mi muzyczko. Fitu, fitu, fitu. Hej! Bum tarara, bum tarara, bum tarara, bum tarara, bum tarara, bum tarara, bum tarara. Hej, hej! Pianoforte, pianoforte, pianoforte. Wiele kraj, wiele lud, wiele
Because it will
Live
make
in
sure
Warsaw
that all
today,
of you, that we will
July
be
3rd,
moving, you will feel it. Will be ready by the year 2012. There is 1 hour difference.
Today is
So taking all that into account, that brick walls and the lake around it.
countryside.
Also, we've got an evening when we
Stop. Wrong shot.
complimentary excursions vouchers. They are very welcome around here. Eaton movement. The Army of the East, Army Lulutz, with 2 letters, WC. We pay there, I'm afraid, but it's interesting to go and see what's there as well.
I don't know.
Nie, bo ona jest suszona, proszę zobaczyć. Na podróż to super.
Vừa có hai điện hai thật sự.
Nie sprzedajemy albo w takich
Mamo, weź wojsko. Dobrze. O, dobrze jej będzie.
Polish flag.
It's here. There are not in
Used to be
excellent
checking
condition,
point
but there are
between
possible. So in
Poland
case
and
need be. It is
Lithuania.
a small, psychologically ready to be a Euro country. To have this new currency from, they would go and work some unique language. It is not really everywhere. Now, one of the most popular things, traditional food with a lot of cholesterol between.
From our
Hi.
right.
Aqui, Bela.
This is at Vilnius, Lithuanian country, and at the veranda of our hotel room view. Chiếc người quay.
Lại đi sang khẩn này. Để có thể chia đi.
沙风景，我们在。
Oh, goodness. Take a picture of it.
Early morning, July 5th, 2010, in
Synagogue. So before the Second World War, 100 prayer houses and synagogues in Vilnius, because Vilnius was considered to be Lithuanian Jerusalem. You know, a lot of the Jewish population was quite large here, so over 35% of the city destroyed. And during Stalin's period, instead of restoring the old houses, you know, after being bombed, so they were just demolished. So that, you know, this was a cinema, a movie house. Now it's another because it was privatized, and that's a place for graffiti. That's new art that appears after view of the city, but they are like spirits, you know, like ghosts. Such nice. So the city is rather green for 600,000 inhabitants. We have the eye in the building without having emotions. That is the place. And when the world saw so many caskets, a funeral with 14 bodies there, you know. Later on, so first recognition came 15th of February from a very small country that was not afraid of the big brother, I mean of Soviet Union, of Russia, and that was a country with 300 real. When Yeltsin pushed Gorbachev, you see the square, there is a monument having those stones with graffiti with everything on them from that period. And in this building, there's the parliament of my country that is elected for 4 years. It's on summer vacation, so first, well, from Monday, you know, they are going to be on vacation. That is in this tiny country, you know. We have chosen this date, you know, for our national holiday, you know, because no fixed documents from that period. And on the right, money, frankly speaking, and most of these, how to say, strange sculptures were open last year. Is left, and next hill, you know, that it looks like a hill, a very Soviet-style building. Palace. There was nothing less than on poles, church, and people. Well, we have to give one day to those that.
She just made the statement that I'm pretty sure that everyone's on holiday, everyone's taking vacation because summertime is short.
were out in prison for the descendants.
With a nice church there. The correct name in Lithuanian is Lietuva. Lietuva. So that's how we call it. And from Trakai, from the castle we go to, by this Grand Duke, by the Duke Gediminas, you see the monument here. And first of all, what he did here, he built the castle where you see those people and royal palace. I said there was, because now again, we want to send our friends to tell, so we say go to the 6-7 restoration, that is neoclassical already, and of 18th century, in Soviet. Sometimes we have tours inside there, so you can see when you go on a tour there, and it's in the basement. That's what I want to say that period. And when Napoleon invaded Russia, 1812, so Napoleon stopped here as well. So do you hear there? Yeah, okay. After we became independent, so it became the office of the president of my country. And when in 15th century, Sure, it was forbidden in Soviet period, but now we are not in Soviet period. And the national flag, 32% of the country covered by forest. And red is the blood that was shed to become somewhat here. Now, you see, this is where study, and this is the sign of the universe there. So that is the sign of universe, and 6 signs of zodiac, and 6 on the other side.
above the belt.
That is natural science.
Scholar revived the Lithuanian language.
But maybe yesterday, sure, churches, because they were stone and brick, you understand? So that's why you have the impression that you have a tour of churches, because I point to the old architecture that is not so important. And this is a Russian Orthodox church that its history goes back before Christianity. That means before 1387. There was an attempt of introducing Christianity, and it was rebuilt in 18th century. And now it's a practicing Russian Orthodox church. And in building of the town construction, it is end of 18th, beginning of the 19th century, with the patron saint of Vilnius,